Three, two, one, ghost. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 3, 2, 1, Ghost. I'm your host with a silent G, Kyle, not an invisible G. Well, no, yeah, very visible G, however silent. Also joined by my pal Natalie. Very visible. It's good to see you. How are you?
Doing so good. It's good to see you as well. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm trying to imagine what you would look like with like a latex Natalie mask on.
Ooh, that is the roughest part of this movie.
Oh, it's terrible. But it looks like a like a peach colored Goosebumps haunted mask,
A little bit. I'm
doesn't
trying
it?
to picture how they would pull off making a mask for you with that giant ass beard.
Yeah, just tape patches of gorilla hair. I'd love that.
Gross.
Just like duct tape and dog and gorilla hair. I don't know. Hey everybody. We are talking about the 2000 sci-fi suspense. I think it's horror, but it doesn't really categorize itself as horror much. But we're talking about Paul Verhoeven's Hollow Man.
You could call it a psychological thriller or psychological horror, it comes up as, and monster horror.
Oh, see, I was seeing like sci-fi fantasy or sci-fi mystery.
It definitely has sci-fi aspects to it, but I'd call it a psychological horror or thriller.
When did you see this movie for the first time?
Oh, if I didn't see this in theaters, then it was definitely an at-home rental with the family. I shared this with you earlier. I think everyone in my family is a big fan of Kevin Bacon because why wouldn't they be? Um,
Of course.
And I think the big draw for this movie was the special effects because honestly, it still looks pretty fucking good in 2026. Like when I was watching it, I was pretty impressed. But yeah, I want to say that I either saw this in the theater or like as soon as it was out on video at home. How about you?
This was a video rental purchase for me, definitely. It Yeah, I remember I chose to do this movie and I don't know why. Well, I picked two Paul Verhoeven movies, this and Starship Troopers.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and we elected to go with this one. I mean, and I think it makes sense. I think this is more horror than Starship Troopers is.
hmm That feels more sci-fi.
Right. It's wild. So Paul Verhoeven, when he was like making this movie, like first he was like, I want to do like a commercial movie because he did this right after Starship Troopers.
hmm
And he also says, and I paraphrase, that he wanted to do something less sexually violent.
Oh,
And I'm like, this feels way more sexual and violent than Starship Troopers.
absolutely.
I mean, maybe the violence, I don't know, because you're giant bugs sucking brains out, you know?
Was he separating the sexuality and the violence? Because I would say Starship Troopers has a decent amount of sexuality and violence, but they're not together. Like it's not
Right.
sexual violence, if that makes sense.
It does, and he does separate them out. He says,
Okay.
less sexual and less violent. But like, I don't think this is. I mean, even with the some of the sexiness, I suppose, in Starship Troopers, and by sexiness, I mean just the amount of like sexual things that go on between characters. This
hmm
is still Hollow Man's still way more pervy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would say if that was his goal, he failed the assignment.
Yeah, because I mean, it's Kevin Bacon's like pretty much like his one note is, I want to sexually assault things.
Yeah, invisible or not.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because
Yeah.
so this is based off the H.G. Wells story Invisible Man,
hmm
and it's similar in the sense where it's about a scientist who figures out how to make himself invisible. Um, he can't undo it, and again, I haven't read the story, but he does murder people too.
hmm
Um, but then cites the social isolation and just the
hmm
feeling just completely just lonely and detached from the world, right? Whereas like this one, he had all of those features and all of those really scary behaviors like from the get-go.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if this was intentional, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. I probably would have been more intrigued if he just had that godlike complex, because I could see a scientist who's doing this kind of work at that level for the government being a little bit or a lot like narcissistic and having that godlike complex. I don't know if that happens in real life, but I feel like scientists in movies are fucking just thinking that they can play God. But I thought it would have been more interesting if he started doing like more bad things and feeling those horrible feelings like as he is invisible rather than him just starting off as a total piece of shit. Like they all know he's a piece of shit, but they appreciate him for his intelligence, which happens a lot, I think, also in real life. But I don't know if that was intentional because as soon as you said the Invisible Man and then I thought about Hollow Man, I was like, oh, it works two ways. Like he's invisible, but he was hollow already before he was invisible. He's a hollow man. I never in my 26 years of watching this movie had I ever made that connection.
He's a hollow man. He then
Yeah.
became invisible. Oh
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. Um, I was like trying to do a quick scroll through the movies that we've covered. We've covered quite a lot, Natalie. Good for us.
Hmm.
And I was doing this because, you'd mentioned the special effects. I
Hmm.
th- is this the only movie we've covered so far, or the first movie we've covered so far that's been nominated for an Oscar? Because this one did. It lost to
Whoa.
Gladiator, but the special effects were a big deal.
Maybe. I can't think of any other one that might have been.
And I would think that if it was, it would be if there was some other movie, it would be um like I don't think Hereditary or Midsummer were nominated for
No.
Oscars. And but yeah, I'm thinking it would have to be some sort of like visual effects category or like
For sure.
costume design, maybe, I don't
Hmm.
know. Um, but it's wild that it's this one because this is certainly not anywhere close. I'm sorry, I'm showing my cards.
Yeah.
This is nowhere close to the top echelon of movies that we've covered.
It's a very simple, like I think it's very simple plot wise, and they're trying to do more than they actually are pulling off. But I will say, if it was going to win an Oscar for anything, it should be these visual effects because I still am mesmerized by it. Like I think that's why I liked it so much as a kid, like seeing the just the skeleton and then like the blood going through the veins, like the and all the organs and the muscles rebuilding and unbuilding. And then when he's burning, that looks pretty fucking cool too. When he's underwater, like they found every single way to show off on like a $95 million budget, I think I saw. So I was like, that's a big ass budget for a movie like
Hmm.
this. It's
Half
pretty
of
good.
it went to more than half of it went to the special effects.
Yeah, and they have, I mean, you can tell. And they have an animatronic gorilla at one point too. It's not just the CGI gorilla.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, yeah, I mean, it looks good.
It's the year 2000. Come on.
It looks cool. It doesn't look realistic. And both things can be true.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. But like also keeping in mind, I mean, okay, if you're gonna compare it to like visual effects that blew your mind in the theater, like think about, did you see Jurassic Park in the theater when you
Hmm.
were a kid? Like, I don't know about you, but I think my brain nearly exploded when I saw what Jurassic Park was capable of. I was like, this is the most amazing movie experience I've ever had in my life.
I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is, but it reminds me, it's kind of like video games. I feel like the 80s and with all the like the painted backdrops and the,
Hmm.
you know, miniature stuff or like the 90s, like I mean obviously Jurassic Park was,
Hmm.
definitely, ahead of the curve there. But like I felt like the 80s and 90s, like everything just holds up so much better than stuff in the late
Hmm.
90s and 2000s.
Oh, for sure.
Um, and it reminds me of video games because it's like, gosh, like when you play like a Nintendo game or a Super Nintendo game,
Mm.
that shit looks way better now than like a early PlayStation or
Oof.
N64, like the bad polygons,
Oh
where
God, those are
like
so bad.
whereas technically it was graphically more intensive and graphically
Hmm.
more, I don't know, impressive, I suppose.
Hmm.
But ultimately, like looking at it now, it's just like, oh, this looks blocky as shit. And,
Yeah. It's
so
it almost feels like, and this movie, I guess, could be representative of that too, and other movies that are late 90s, early 2000s. It's like a stepping stone. So, like, practical effects are timeless, the same way that, like, what do you call them? Like, Mario would be like, it's not 3D.
a plumber. Oh,
Yes, he is the plumber. Like those like side scroll games. That's what I'm looking for. Like those will always look fun and look the way that they're supposed to look. They kind of look like little cartoons. Whereas like I don't know why the first thing that came in my brain was Virtua Fighter because I
yeah.
played that recently when I was at an arcade and I was like, "Whoa, this looks like shit," and it moves so slow. But it was a stepping stone into the video game graphics that would be next. So the same way that this movie, like the CGI was really impressive at that time, but when you go back and look at it, it looks a little rough and it's revolutionizing what's going to happen next. So I think that is exciting, but it's in this weird in-between place. I don't know if that whole speech made sense, but that's what I think of when I think of the early 2000s and CGI.
And if it doesn't, I'll edit it until it does. Don't worry, I got you.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I did a quick scroll through of all of our episodes, and I can tell you there is at least one that won an Oscar.
Oh my gosh, now I have to figure out which one it is, huh?
I will give you one hint. It is also for visual effects.
Okay, it's also for visual effects. Can you give me no, if you give me a hint on like around when it was, that'll give it away. Is it something I would expect or no?
I'll give you a
It's
yes,
Deep Blue
and
Sea.
no, I don't think so, but I'll double check. I was going to say another hint is that it absolutely fits the theory I just mentioned
The theory you just mentioned.
about how the 80s and early 90s
Oh, okay.
special effects hold up better than. But this is also like, all right, three,
No, no, no,
two,
no, no. I'm not ready.
one.
Is it Beetlejuice?
It is not Beetlejuice. It is our second episode. Death Becomes Her.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a good one.
Obvious now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
They,
as I mentioned, this movie is directed by Paul Verhoeven, industry legend Paul Verhoeven. Is that okay?
oh, yeah. Didn't he also do RoboCop?
Oh, yeah, he did RoboCop.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Fuck
good
yeah.
for him. Yeah, definitely industry legend for him.
The screenplay is by Andrew W. Marlowe. I didn't have a chance to really look into what he's written, but he was the showrunner for Castle, that Nathan Fillion show.
Oh, I never watched it.
Yeah. You've got some heavy hitters in this cast. Actually, I think I know almost everybody in this. Um, so you've got Elizabeth Shue killing it.
Love her. Industry
Yeah.
legend as well.
Industry legend Elizabeth Shue.
Hmm.
Kevin Bacon, industry legend, which you mentioned already. Josh Brolin. I like Josh Brolin. He's a
I do
pretty
too.
he's got that workman type quality. And it's funny how he just like looks kind of the exact same.
I was thinking the same thing because I was trying to figure out what I had seen him in recently. And then I was like, oh, yeah, he's he was in Weapons, right?
Hmm.
And then he's been in a couple Avengers movies, which I haven't seen, but I've seen like pictures of him in those movies. And yeah, he kind of is looking the same. Good for him.
Yeah. You've got Kim Dickens, who has been in a few different shows. I think one of the Walking Dead spinoffs, maybe most recently. You've got Greg Grumberg, who was in Heroes. You
Hmm.
have Joey Slotnick, who plays Frank, who's like that guy. He's like one of those character actors that you're just like, I have
Yeah.
seen you in things all the time. What is
Wait.
it? But he's in Twister. I know that.
Okay, that's where I recognized him, I think, mainly from. I did watch Twister a lot as a kid.
Yeah. So, Mary Randall, and then you've also got Rona Mitra, who was in. I'll have to watch it again to remember if it's any good, but there was this it was from the guy who did The Descent, Neil Marshall. It was called Doomsday with her and
Mm-hmm.
why am I blanking on his name? Clockwork Orange, Malcolm McDowell. So
Malcolm McDowell is in that too?
in Doomsday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh,
And then
okay.
maybe Bob Hoskins too, or am I mixing up
I
Land of
think
the
you're
Dead?
I think you're mixing this up. Bob
Mm.
Hoskins is in it, yes.
Oh, then I'm right. Oh, then okay.
Hmm.
So, but Malcolm McDowell isn't.
I don't see him
Guess not. Oh
on
well.
this list.
We'll cover Doomsday one day, maybe.
Maybe we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has kind of like a like a Mad Max vibe to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Fuck, I'm ready to hop into this movie. How about you?
I'm ready.
Oh yeah. So we've got an invisible gorilla situation. So they know how to turn gorillas invisible.
Yes, they can make things invisible.
Yes.
We know that.
And I don't know if they fed it this rat or the rat just got in somehow, but you see it
Mm.
like fucking, ooh, geez, crush this fucking rat and just Ozzy Osbourne this fucking head off.
Okay,
It's
wait, I
pretty
have a
rough.
stupid question that I had never thought about before. Are gorillas, are they carnivores? Are they omnivores?
I don't know. They're either omnivores or opportunists. I guess that's kind of the same thing. So like I don't think they're herbivores, like straight up. Are you looking it up?
They are primarily herbivores, but
Okay.
they'll eat insects. So they eat like maybe like small living things, but not mice.
Yeah, just chewing a bug from now on, every now and then.
Wow, they eat up to 40 pounds of food daily. That's
Damn,
crazy.
that's 40
They're
pounds of plants. That's a
big
lot of
boys.
plants.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants. But
Yeah,
maybe if they didn't only eat plants and ate more bugs, maybe they would eat less. I don't
I
know.
guess so. So we cut away from that and we're introduced to Sebastian Kane, who's played by Kevin Bacon. Um, they make this guy out to be this like just super genius fucking scientist. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, you show me like some awards on your mantle. Like, show me that you've done
Yeah.
some other breakthrough studies and this and this and this. Cause I'm like, first of all, bro, like, are you even published, bro? And two, like, what have you done other than like barely half an experiment that you haven't even fully disclosed to the government, right?
Yes, but if he works for like top secret government, they're probably not giving him awards for whatever work he's doing because I'm assuming it's used for like military warfare or something top secret. So they couldn't like go out in the public and be like, hey, we learned how to turn people invisible. Like, wouldn't you be keeping that to yourself?
And I love that they're treating the government like the fucking SS, or like in like the Indiana Jones movies where they're like, no, the Nazis are trying to find the Ark of the Covenant to give us all magical power. It's like the idea is that he is working to turn people invisible. And of
Hmm.
course, obviously, the first idea is like, how can we weaponize this?
Oh, for sure.
And then
What
also,
else would you do with it? What else could
but
be a like a positive thing to turning people invisible? Think about that. What could
true.
you do that is positive being invisible?
I mean, nothing, as we learn. And honestly, maybe this whole thing just backfiring at the end is probably for the better because
Yeah,
I don't
I'd say
know.
so. What would you do if you could be invisible?
See, I wouldn't walk around naked all the time though,
You'd
because it'd be
have to.
cold. I
I
don't
mean, you
have
have
to.
to. I
I
mean,
could wear
like,
one of those latex masks. You can get me one.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no. So I really like the idea that the emergency like doctor or the guy who always brings in the emergency table, how he says like, "Oh, I'd just be fucking with people like whispering in their ears." I would pretend to be a ghost. So I would definitely do that. I think that would be
yeah,
really fun. Pretend to be a ghost, especially people who I don't like or that have fucked with me. But mainly, I would absolutely commit crime. 100%. I'd be robbing banks. I would be just only banks because I wouldn't want to like steal from museums or anything like that. Like I would
yeah.
go get that cash for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely commit crimes, just not pervert crimes.
Not pervert crimes, like cash stealing crimes and like fucking with people in a fun way crimes. Like pretending to be a ghost. I would absolutely fuck with you.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope that we would work out some sort of frighteners situation, right?
Oh, yes. Okay, that's a good
Get a good
idea.
grift going.
For like really like rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I just wouldn't like want to assault people. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. It would cross my mind to be like, "Huh, what's physical relations look like
Oh, for sure.
as an invisible person or
But
with an invisible person?"
consenting.
Yes. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
it
It
certainly wouldn't be driving me fucking crazy. I mean, gosh, I probably think about like, huh, I should just fucking steal something all the time.
no, but that would definitely be one of the other things that would immediately like pop in my mind of like, okay, who's willing to get down with my invisibleness?
Yeah, it'd be like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Which I'm like, wouldn't that be less hot? Like to not be able to see your partner?
Um, I think it would be weird because yeah, I don't know if I want to get into the physics of it all,
No.
but it's I don't know. So but it would definitely require some thought. I would
Yeah.
definitely go stealing things first though.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, let's get that
Yeah,
out of the way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um so Sebastian's a scientist and he's a pervert.
Mhm.
We know this honestly from the fucking get-go
The first
because
minute of the movie.
first minute because he's sitting there doing his little DNA coding game and then looking across the window and seeing his neighbor like undressing and he's
Mhm.
just like, "Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah." And like she closes the curtain and like and he's just like,
Like,
"Oh,
damn.
damn." And you're just like,
Yeah.
"Ugh,
Ew. Yeah,
bro.
no, it's like, dude, don't say that. That's
Don't."
gross.
First thing he does is he calls his ex. Lynn is her name. Is that Elizabeth Shue's character's name?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I was hoping I didn't get it wrong the whole time. Linda, but I think he
Oh,
calls
it's
her
Linda.
Lynn.
He calls her Lynn. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call her Lynn for the
Oh,
rest of
he
this. So,
calls her Lynn and Matt calls her Linda.
okay. So he calls Linda, who is also his like science partner, and then
Hmm.
also ex-lover. And
Hmm.
she is also secretly dating another member of their little science research team,
Yes.
Matt, who's played by Josh Brolin.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and but he's like, guess what? I did it. I cracked the anti-invisible DNA code.
Yeah.
Because we've been who knows how I don't know how long they've had this invisible gorilla.
She was only like 4 days in or 5 days in because they said like in the last couple days she started to get more aggressive.
Got it, got it. But he's like, hey, Linda, whatever you're doing, get up. Like he it's almost like he like knows. He's like one of those, I don't know. He's a real creep though,
Hmm.
and loves getting in the way of her trying to get some, which is
Oh,
awful.
100%. Like he knew that he did need to call her what was like 3 a.m., I think she said.
Yeah. And also
Something like that.
demonstrating he breaks these boundaries wide open, but like demonstrating he has also poor boundaries.
Yeah. Also, did Zoom or like video calls work that way in 2000? The picture is so clear.
The picture is very clear. I don't know.
Okay. But also, here's where Linda is a little bit in the wrong. Like, girl, move your computer screen. Like, you know you have an incoming call. And it probably says it's from your ex. Like, you're really gonna have your bed in the background with another man in it? Like, come on. Come on, Linda.
I want to be very careful with my words because I am not victim blaming here.
It's a little
Um,
fucked up.
there is some like weird, inconsistent behavior out of her
Um,
towards Sebastian throughout.
the whole time I was watching this, I was like, the way that she looks at him, the way that she talks to him, all of it is very like if I were him, and like creep or not, or maybe okay, if it was just me and I was dealing with Elizabeth Shue as Linda, I'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna get back together. She wants to fuck me." Like, absolutely 100%.
Yeah,
She's and honestly, Elizabeth Shue is selling it. Like she's really sexy in this movie. But yeah, it's really weird because he's a creep. I think there's a power dynamic here going on.
definitely.
And I think part of that, like showing right away that he would call her at 3 a.m. and not respect her boundaries of like, this is a time when she would be sleeping and video call her at that time and be like, I need you at the lab ASAP. Like he knows she's going to show up.
Yeah.
So they have an interesting dynamic. Honestly, their chemistry is really good, like acting wise.
But I think it's pretty good between her and Josh Brolin too.
Oh, for sure. I absolutely think so. That's
Yeah.
again, Elizabeth Shue, like she's like in her prime.
So they all work at this underground warehouse laboratory. You know, you and I both been playing some Resident Evil. Too many underground laboratories.
Yeah, they need to stop. Like, how
Get
long and how expensive are these things to build?
yeah. Oh boy.
Never ends
Um,
well.
so you see the gorilla getting pretty ornery. Um, Josh Brolin's trying to trank it, and then no,
He
they both
went
do.
in that crate.
Yeah. I would have
Stupid.
just yeah. Well, especially when you have like a gun to do it, which he didn't use this time. He just wanted to use it. I was like, I don't know. I just kind of wait, just be like "Boop,"
Yeah,
outside the bars. I was like, I'm
give her a little
sorry.
snack or something.
Yeah. Or oh yeah, I guess you could just like just shoot it. You're like, or you could give it a snack and lure it in and
Yeah,
be kind to it.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
give her a snack and then be like, boop.
Right. And then this is where we're also introduced to the rest of the team. So you've got Carter, who is the medical technician. He is just as much of a fucking creep, just without the opportunity and the means.
100%. He's a total creep.
Yeah, so when he dies, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh
That's
yeah.
one less weird fuck in the
Mm-hmm.
universe, right? Um, you've got lab technicians Frank and Janice,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got Sarah, who is the veterinarian who like really like says she cares about the animals, but why are we even agreeing to do this? Like when you see like all the animals in cages and stuff and how
Yeah.
what you've done to this gorilla, like
I thought about that
what are you doing here?
too. I thought about that too. And maybe her justification. One, I bet she gets paid bank. That's not her justification, though. I bet her justification is, well, somebody has to be a vet for these animals, so it might as well be someone who cares about them, like because they're going to be tested on regardless. So
Hmm.
somebody's got to be the vet. But this is what brings me to this question. Okay, so you just went over each character
Yeah.
and their roles. Is anyone a medical doctor
That
for
is
humans?
Carter.
He is a medical doctor.
Yes.
Okay, they referred to him as something that made me feel like he was like not a full ass doctor
Or maybe he's not.
because
He's a
it feels
he's a
like Sarah does a lot of the human medical things even though she's a veterinarian. Not saying that like, veterinarians are fucking smart as hell and they can treat a lot of different kinds of species, but like I'm like why would we not have a medical doctor in the group?
I think the only doctors are Matt, Sebastian, and Sarah.
Okay.
Or maybe Linda is, I don't know, but
I think she is, but I just
Carter's
don't know if they're like I don't know what types of doctors they are, so that really bothers me.
science
So,
doctors.
science
Ge-
doctors. They're
general experimental science doctors.
yeah. Okay, we'll go with that.
Probably biology, physics. I
Yeah,
don't
obvious.
know.
Yeah, biology.
Anatomy,
Yeah,
anatomy scientists.
sure.
I don't know. So, um, but everyone gets summoned to this lab because Kevin Bacon's like, I figured it out. We can bring this fucker back to visibility. So they strap this gorilla down, um, inject it with. Just anytime I see anything just like kind of orange flowing around, just reminds me of like, I guess it's not like Nickelodeon because that shit's green, but yeah, the you see the serum like basically
Hmm.
bring the gorilla back to visibility.
Yes,
Yeah. After
painfully.
painfully too. And yeah. So but they're like, hey, I don't know. But ultimately like the gorilla calms down, seems to be okay. He like walks back.
Hmm.
They just like walk him back to his
Yeah,
little pen. He's like, there you go, little buddy.
yeah.
He looks pretty confused, or she does. Sorry. I think
It's
it's a
yeah,
female gorilla.
Isabella.
Isabella, my apologies.
Mhm.
Sorry to misgender you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So they're like, all right, we did it. So they go out to celebrate. And then, then you have this moment between Sebastian and Linda because of course, like they're like toast, everyone's celebrating in this fancy restaurant, and Kevin Bacon's like, I need to go be sullen and look out.
A little bit of foreshadowing when she looks over in the chair and he's not there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that was cute too.
I was wondering what time of year this was because they're in DC. Um,
And they're outside.
so it's got to be summer, and he's naked a bunch outside.
Hmm.
I'm thinking, and yeah, I was thinking, as soon as he like gets out of a pool later, I'm just like, oh fuck, dude, that's
Soaking wet in the night, naked.
yeah. Oh
Whew.
geez, yeah. So I fucking like again, Linda. I'm not. He like tries to make a move on her, and like again, I'm trying to wrestle with this because I do not want to victim blame her. Also, like it just feels like she's like not like she stops things, but like
Hmm.
really waits until the last minute to do
Oh,
it
till the
each time.
last minute. And her body language, like the way she's leaning back on that balcony, like it's very much like I'm in a position. No, I'll say it as a woman. Like if I was leaning back on a balcony that way with a man standing in front of me that clearly is interested, clearly, that would be your cue, like, oh, I need to change my body language because I'm giving very open body language. Like it's not victim
Yeah.
blaming. It's in my opinion, this is not victim blaming. It's reading body language. I think men are really bad at reading cues, and that is, or they don't care about cues, and that's why they be getting into trouble and getting into shit all the time. But when you are watching women as a woman, I can tell from across the bar when a woman is uncomfortable with a man by her body language. Like you can see it, you can feel it, and he can't because he's stupid. But the body language that she's giving is a lot. And then he's given this whole speech about inventing a time machine so that they can go back. That would be your cue to change your body language, girl. Like
No.
he's talking about time machines. Honestly, can I say something about Kevin Bacon real quick right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. This is the only time in the movie that I'm like, into this character because I love the little time machine line. And Kevin Bacon's looking good. This is like late 30s. He's our age now. When I first saw this movie, not so much,
Hmm.
but wow. Yeah, feeling it, feeling the
Working for you.
magic. It's working for me. So I am sad that he's invisible most of this movie. But yeah, it's tough because you know that he's a total creep and an asshole, but she's really, I think there's a safeness because they have a past, but because she's with Matt, she needs to calm down,
Yeah.
right?
Especially because she's with Matt. Like, and
And he's
yeah.
in the restaurant.
Yeah. Literally in the same restaurant. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Because there's a point later where I think even Matt's just like,
Oh, he does it a couple times where he's like, "What the fuck
"Eh,
is happening right now?"
what is going on?
Yeah, like he's watching like the audience is watching like, "Wait, are they like is
Yeah.
there a thing happening?"
So I guess sometime later, maybe the next day, like they are at the Pentagon pitching this to the military.
Hmm.
Um,
For
However,
showing their progress.
right. But he lies to them, right? And says that
Mhm.
we still, a little more testing we got to do. We haven't figured out the bring people back part. And they're like, all right, well, we really want a bunch of invisible soldiers running around
For no terrible reasons
for
whatsoever.
no
It's
nefarious
all
reasons
for good.
whatsoever. And Matt and Lynn, who are also there, are like pretty confused by this because they're like, wait, what? Why is he saying this to them? And then
Hmm.
like outside, Sebastian's just like definitely showing like the god complex and the ego here,
Hmm.
where he's just like, fuck the government. This is my research.
Yeah.
Oh, they may be paying for all of
They
this,
absolutely paid for all of it.
sure. Our tax dollars, Natalie, paid for that.
Yeah. For
Oh,
him to be
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
waving that invisible dong around.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So true. Technically, it's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Um, so we're just going to do phase three ourselves. Let's get right to human teaching or human subjects right now. And guess what? I'll be your guy.
Me first.
So, and then we're just in a double lie now because
Hmm.
he has lied to the government, saying, I mean, I'm okay with lying to the government in
That's
general,
fine.
right? Like that part is not, that's like probably the least worst thing he's done in this movie.
Yeah.
But then he goes and lies to the rest of the team, saying, hey, I'm going to be the human subject. Don't worry. The Pentagon says it's totally cool. Don't
Hmm.
worry about it. Don't ask. Don't look into it.
Yeah.
Don't
So
even worry.
he's breaking the law. The other two have agreed to also break the law. And then the rest of the team has no idea, which is really, that is such a fucking breach in trust.
Dude, and then like, yeah, and fucking Matt and Linda just shrug. And then even like
Yeah.
later that night, Matt's like, and you know how this is a big deal because he is like not into having sex with Elizabeth Shue right on top of him. And she's like, what's the matter? Can we wait till after we have sex? And he's just like, I don't know. Are you sure we should like I again lie to the government, whatever, that's one thing, but like should we really be lying to the rest of our research team and
Hmm.
hiding this secret, knowing? And like she even waves away and just being like, oh well, but what if he can do it? He is a genius. And then
So, so many things. So many things. I, for how long this movie is, I wish they would have had maybe a little bit longer of a scene with the three of them kind of hashing it out of like why it would be worth it to lie to the rest of the team and to the Pentagon, like what the actual benefits are, because it feels long, and Elizabeth Shue's explanation to Matt feels very much like, well, I might still be a little bit in love with him, so I'm just gonna let him do whatever the hell he wants. Like that's kind of the vibe.
yeah, because I think there's like a little bit of that, or maybe like Matt's like, you know, fucking Sebastian's a dick, but he's right. I haven't done any like, strong work on my own, and I'm drowning in grad school debt, and
Hmm.
I'm a little desperate, to see this through.
Yeah.
And and then he'll even say, what's the harm? Even you said like he's a genius, he can do it or whatever. Like just them
Mhm.
talking themselves into it a little bit more
Yeah.
because otherwise, and I mean either way, I guess I'm just like, man, fuck them both a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Um
All those people died because of them.
yeah.
And they survived. What a joke.
So the next day we get to this experiment, and again, just you already know from this, if you didn't already know, he fucking sucks and doesn't respect boundaries, and then he's a creep, weirdo, fucking rape pervert. um this Superman joke that
Oh
he
God.
has.
So bad.
He's like, bro, let me tell you, bro. Hey, imagine Superman, just horny as fuck, needed to come. And I was like, first of all, I do not want to think about a horny Superman. Get out of
Ew,
here.
no.
He's
Superman is the least hot superhero. He's dickless in my mind.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he and this joke that he just rapes Wonder Woman, and then Invisible Man, who like is, I
So
mean, is
Invisible
he in
Man is
DC?
no, no, no. Invisible Man is fucking Wonder Woman, and he doesn't real Superman doesn't realize. And so when he goes to fuck Wonder Woman without her knowing, he accidentally fucks the Invisible Man up the ass. That's the joke.
Okay, I get it. I thought he like had sex
Not a
with
great
them.
joke.
I thought he had sex with them both.
No, no.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the joke. That's why she's laying on the out on the roofs, but he says she's spread eagle, looking like she wants to fuck, but it's because she already is with the Invisible Man.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's a weird joke. It's a weird choice.
Oh God, so already. But then you probably forgave all of that because then he fucking drops trousers, and then it's just
Then you get to see Kevin Bacon's ass.
yeah. But
Yeah. It's hard because I love Kevin Bacon so much, but I hate this character. So, yeah, I go back and forth between loving him and hating him.
and Paul Verhoeven said, he cast Kevin Bacon because he what did he say? Something about like he has the ability to be both charming and then also like very dastardly and villainous,
Yeah.
which I think that's a pretty astute description, right?
Yeah. Because he does have kind of a mean face.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the friendliest looking face, but because he's such a sweet guy, you don't see it as a mean face. But as soon as he puts it on, like, you believe it.
Yeah. As soon as he puts on that mean latex mean mask face. Yeah. Um, but here goes nothing. So he injects, they strap him to the table. He injects himself with the invisible serum, which doesn't seem to work at first. And one thing that
Yeah.
totally caught me off guard was Elizabeth Shue going like, I'll just repeat the protocol. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? You're gonna inject him
What?
again?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, what if that kills him? Like, shouldn't you wait a day or something?
Yeah, that's not a good idea. But ultimately it ends up working, but like again, looks like this the
Ugh.
gorilla turning visible. This looks very, very painful. And I'm like,
Mhm.
which like soldier in the military is like volunteering to do this? Like after seeing like how awful it is, this process to happen.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
I also like that Sebastian says that he didn't think it would hurt that much. I thought
Mhm.
that was interesting because I'm like, really? Like, were you watching that gorilla? It looked pretty fucking rough. Um, Also, but like, would you have to volunteer? Like, if you're in the military, wouldn't they just choose you and be like, oh yeah, you're doing this?
I don't know if they can like subject you to like mad science, you
Oh,
know?
gosh,
I
I
think you
guess
need to
not
sign
anymore.
some sort of medical waiver, I would think.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
So maybe they offer you some sort of bonus benefits. I don't know, something to get you on board.
Probably not.
Oof.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but no, sorry. All of our military budget went to creating the invisible serum. Sorry. You know. So but it does end up working. He turns invisible, right?
Mhm.
From skin to bone, which I thought that'd be the other way around. If he's ingesting it in like his veins, he would like the invisibleness would
Oh.
spread out.
That's an interesting theory. Or maybe that it would start with his like veins and then like spread to his skin. And I don't know. Either way,
Because that would have made him a hollow man, or at least for a little bit.
that's true. But I think they wanted to do what was the most visually stunning.
Yeah, just show all the bones and then be like,
Hmm.
him
You see
scream. It
a
looks,
little muscle dick.
yeah. Did you? I mean, I
Oh
fucking,
yeah, absolutely. You
you're always
knew.
checking.
You
Yeah.
knew. My eyes were just wasn't even watching the whole screen. I was just zoomed in. I was like, "All right, let's see when it shows up."
And then he's able to stabilize, right? And he's either like passed out or something. And again, fucking Elizabeth Shue comes up to him and just whispers, "You're the first." And I'm like, what is that energy?
So villainous.
Well, or just fucking horny.
Yeah, and she like does that thing where she like waves her hand, like brushes his
Yeah.
chest. Like he's naked, number one, and
Yeah.
passed out. So she's being a little creep too because she's like rubbing up on him. I'd be like, if I were Matt, I'd be like, girl,
Yeah.
keep your hands to yourself. Keep your whispers like to where all of us in the room can hear. How about that?
Yeah. So Kevin Bacon finally comes to and kind of like immediately just starts being like a creep.
Yeah.
He's like, how I'm just gonna walk around and just slap ass and
Hmm.
be a fucking asshole.
Yep.
I mean, gosh, even right before he turned invisible, the first last thing he said was he pulls his dick out in front of
Hmm.
Sarah and Janice. And it's
He's like,
just
it's
like,
science, ladies.
yeah, oh my God. I mean, so they've turned him invisible. They aren't going to turn him back yet. They were going to wait a
No.
couple days, get like some data readings, et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
So they got to keep him there. And Sarah volunteers to do the late shift to monitor him.
Hmm.
Um, and she
Oh,
falls,
Sarah.
and again, just fucking immediately, like immediately, he un- unless this makes him crazy, like the Sarah makes him crazy immediately. The first thing he does is he gets out when Sarah falls asleep in her chair, goes and like pulls her boob out and shit,
Yeah, 100%.
and you're like, okay, like, and and I think what bothers me too is guy just hope this wouldn't be a realistic situation. And of course, when you have an invisible man going around, it's hard to. But like again, it's you get in this wavy area. Like she knows she like wakes up and like he escapes and
Hmm.
gets back to his room. She knows what happened and she knows it's him.
Oh, for sure. Her blouse went from being buttoned, like there was only one undone because it goes up to her neck,
Yeah.
like up to her collarbone. It went from one button being undone for fashion to one, two. I think he undoes two more buttons, maybe up
Yeah.
to three. So, I mean, I think anyone would know that their blouse had been unbuttoned, and she's gotta know.
And like they have this kind of awkward interaction like the next day, but like
Hmm.
she's like, okay, going with it. So does now Sebastian.
Yeah.
It's
I-
really upsetting, and I'm like, what is going on, and why?
okay. Couple things. So going back to what you said, like maybe it's the serum that's making him like already like immediately weirder. Maybe that scene in the beginning was to like show that he's very lustful, but still has restraint in the way that he's not actually physically assaulting this woman, which isn't a brag, but
And by restraint, you mean he just spies on women through their
yes,
windows
that's what I'm
until
saying.
they
Like it's
close.
not it's not a
And
brag or saying he's a good person, but it's showing that he doesn't like go over there and do anything. But what I'm thinking here is that maybe the serum did push him a little bit further, but honestly, I think as soon as he had the invisibility, he's like, "Well, I only got it for 3 days. Like, this is my chance to be a total fucking creep, and who's gonna say what? There's no cameras that can show that I'm on there. I mean, I guess the thermal tracker could, because they have that thermal tracker later, but I think for Sarah, so if you're thinking about this, this is a professional environment. He's the boss. Like he's the head of this experiment, right? So he has the ability to hire, fire, all of those things. I I would bet that because she doesn't have 100% concrete proof that he like felt her up, she's like, I'm gonna leave it. I don't want to be that woman that's causing trouble and not being believed.
oh
I
no.
I would think that is the perspective. Like, and I'm not, that's up to her, but that's my viewpoint. Because at first I was like, why the fuck wouldn't she call him out? But I'm like, if she were to call him out, she could very well get fired.
And if it is the serum, then it is if it's the serum, then it's absolutely on Matt and Linda too.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from here on
Mm-hmm.
out, right?
Oh, I would say all of this is on Matt and Linda. They should feel extremely guilty. I would never be able to see Matt in my life ever again. I'd be like we are the cause of all of these people dying, including Sebastian, even though he's the bad guy. Like, we shouldn't have even let him do this.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. They should have been the voices of reason.
So already, you're getting these extra awful behaviors and paranoid behaviors out of Sebastian, who's now,
Mhm.
spying on them in the break room, in the bathroom, maybe. I don't know if that's confirmed or,
I think she was just actually being kind of paranoid.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good on her though.
Yeah.
And then like even that night, like when Linda's like just sitting like in the lab with the computer. Like he tries to make a move on her again. And then
Hmm.
again, like at the absolute last second, she's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And just backs off. She's like, good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. And is also very like sassy in her nose when she's like, well, you were invisible when we were together before. Like instead of being like, no, I'm with someone. Like
Yeah.
you need to back off or like I said no.
And
Like,
you are a science experiment right now. You need to commit
yeah.
to what you committed to and like go back into your fucking cell, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, obviously he is the monster.
Yes. Yes.
That's
And
start
and
start there.
I feel bad because when I think about Linda, like as soon as he starts grabbing her shoulders, like
Uh-huh.
he doesn't just grab her shoulders, he moves her shirt like off to the side too. So
Yeah.
he's like touching skin and I'm jumping to what I would do if this were me because I can't help it.
Uh-huh.
But if that was someone that I had previously been with, there's a different comfort level there than a random man that is just your boss. So I think with that comfort level and the strongness that she appears to project, she should have been like, get your fucking hands off me. Like, invisible or not, stop. Stop it.
But everyone's still just like, ah, Sebastian, it's
Oh, gee golly gosh, he's so
uh,
wild.
and it's but hey, it's about the research, so
Yep.
it's not like he's killing anything yet,
Yeah.
right? So the next day, they try to bring him back to being visible,
Mhm.
but it backfires and nearly kills him. So they actually don't have the solution for this.
Not for humans.
Yeah. And so, yeah, to which I'm just like, see, so how much of a genius is Sebastian? Really can't even do the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, we weren't ready for the because they say that they said human DNA is more complex
Maybe that's, I think that's just,
when the gorilla came back.
I think that's just human ego saying that.
Probably that, and also a little bit of fake science to explain why it would work for the gorilla and not for the human.
Yeah. That's a little presumptuous for us to think like, oh, well, our DNA is just more complicated.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean they're the scientists, Kyle. I'm not going to question them.
true. Um, so he's still invisible for an indeterminate amount of time. But they do make a frightening latex masks for him.
Ugh.
So he's got that. And we're like a weekend now of him being invisible, and like he's fucking all crying and bitching and shit,
Hmm.
about like, well, you don't know what it's like. You think it's hard for you, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, you volunteered yourself for all of this, dude. Do
Hmm.
not come at
You
us. And
knew. You
and
knew there
just
was a chance.
and again, what for us as a fucking super genius student of science? I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like,
Hmm.
figure it out, dude. Don't be an asshole. Um, so he's got, like I said, because all the testing he's got to undergo and whatever, he gets restless. And then he's like, well, I need to escape.
Of
So
course.
he does manage to get out. Carter does see it and reports it.
He tries to stop him.
Tries to stop him, kind of.
Yeah, he doesn't physically restrain him or anything because he also Carter doesn't know that they're not supposed to have him being invisible.
Right.
So he's
Half the
probably
team,
not
yeah.
as like he's like, oh gosh, he left.
And he's the boss, like whatever, I
Yeah.
suppose. Um, Yeah, so he drives off, bails off, and takes drives off, bails off, takes off to his apartment. Um, the one thing I forgot, because there's two instances of this, is the
Mhm.
awful music he plays in his radio.
Oh my God.
And
It's
he's like singing
so
along to the
bad.
songs, both of
Oh,
them.
it's not, yeah, because it's not just like the movie music, like it's his music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real
Oh.
bad.
Um, so he makes it home, eats a Twinkie. He's a Twinkie guy. That was a quirk that he brought up earlier.
Yeah.
And before anyone can find him, this is, oh Jesus, you have the scene with his neighbor, and he sees her changing, and of course now he's like, oh, I could go over there. And he's like, he even says to himself, who's gonna find out?
Yeah, who's
And I'm
gonna know?
like, and I'm like,
That's not the
okay,
issue.
Well, yeah, that. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? And
Walking
then
around the bar naked and whispering in people's ears is like a who's gonna know.
first of all, if I was attacked in my apartment, and again, he sneaks in and fucking rapes her. It's
Yeah.
what the fuck? And
Yeah.
there's a
And
couple,
fucks with her beforehand, like moving the
yeah.
mirror. Like,
Like
why?
why? Yeah, and it's like, yeah,
Why?
Jesus.
The extra, that's like an extra level of meanness, not
Of
as
like
if the act wasn't like
he wants to
dark
scare her
enough.
first,
Yes, he
and
wants to scare her. It's a power thing.
yeah, and first of all, when he's like, who's ever gonna know? I'm like, there's a couple things here. Like one, again, I don't know how invisible person DNA works, but like I
Oh, yeah.
you don't think he'd still be able to find some DNA? Like
Yeah.
and granted, let me get a whole thing about all the unsolved rape kits that exist.
Hmm.
But two, I'm like, if because right, like let's say the movie goes on the way that it does, and let's say a day later news gets out, oh yeah, this person Sebastian Kane, who you find out lived across the street from you, went crazy and turned invisible. I
Hmm.
think it would be pretty impertinent for her to mention, hey, I was attacked and raped in my home, and
By an
and I know it
invisible
sounds
person.
crazy, but it was someone like I could feel them but not see them.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's some important information to share, but
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe there's a whole government cover up. I haven't seen Hollow Man 2, nor do I care. I don't
Yeah,
think it.
there is a Hollow Man too.
I don't think it's like an extension of this story.
No.
It might, but God, I'm not. I don't care to
Yeah.
find out.
That poor girl. Like what a traumatic experience.
And also, there's this other quote by, Paul Verhoeven, where like when they're doing the test screening, where like it was a little longer with more like screaming and fighting, like
Hmm.
as she's being, raped. And they went with the not as bad one, I guess, thank God. But,
I think, yeah, the amount that they showed is enough for you to assume what happened.
and he was saying something along the lines of like, we really felt that this was like kind of like the turning point of like where people like could root for Sebastian. And first of all, it's like I gave up scene one on
Yeah.
him. He had all the markings of a pervert and an awful
Yeah.
person. And but then like he also said, but shockingly, some people still stuck with him past that. And I'm like, okay, well, who are these people though? And that says more about those fucking people.
Yeah.
That's wild. But this whole thing was, yeah, I mean, definitely super upsetting.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know if completely necessary.
Yeah, I think him groping, what is her name, the
Sarah,
veterinarian? Groping Sarah was one, and then also just his behavior that he has with Linda throughout the movie, and especially after he becomes invisible. Like, I think that's enough. And then him being murderous, like he ends up being murderous. We know that's going to happen,
yeah,
but maybe he felt the need to show that there was just no going back from there. And then also when he has that conversation later with Carter about it, like Carter doesn't know how far he went or what he did, but Sebastian goes out of his way to say that he liked it. And so like if that's not the definition of pure evil, I don't know what is.
yeah. Um, Jeez. And then again, like going after Sarah, like, and really because there was that scene earlier where like, she dresses him down a little bit and calls him an asshole. And he just
Hmm.
like doesn't like being challenged, right?
Yeah,
So it's
of
so
course not.
it's definitely a power thing. Did you ever see the other Invisible Man, the one that came out like a couple years ago with
Oh
Elizabeth
yeah,
Moss?
with Elizabeth Moss. Yeah.
That's also supposed to like lean real hard into like, abuse, domestic
Yes.
relationships.
Hmm.
Um,
Did you see it?
I didn't. I heard it was okay though.
It's actually pretty fun. I like it's like dark but fun in the way that I think it's a unique way of telling the story.
The team now realizing that he's gone, they start arming themselves with their like tranquilizer handguns.
Hmm.
Um, and he just kind of strolls back in, just saying like, "Hey guys, we're all good. I'm back. What? I
Yeah,
I
everything's fine.
told Carter went out for a Twinkie,
Yeah.
did some stuff. Don't even worry about it, you know." And Carter's like, "Hell yeah, brother. I'd be hanging out in the Victoria's Secret. The fuck." Well,
Gross.
first of all, like, are you going to Victoria's Secret dressing rooms? Because if you're just in the Victoria's Secret,
Yeah,
like
you're gonna see
you're just
everything in
watching people.
normalcy.
Yeah, you just watch people shop.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, there are men who do that. Yeah.
yeah, that's awful. Yeah,
But
but people do that even
watch.
without the invisibility.
Yeah, they do it
Um,
without the invisibility. But yeah, he's definitely talking about going into the dressing room. And I think,
and
sadly, I think that's an immediate thought that a lot of men would have, like, oh, if I was invisible, where could I see naked women?
I guess so. I wouldn't think you'd see fully naked women in a Victoria's Secret dressing
You
room because
absolutely could.
are you when you're trying on underwear, do you get fully naked
I
and
don't
try on the
try on,
underwear?
number one, I don't try on underwear. I've
Yeah,
heard,
who's
just
doing
so
that?
just so everyone knows, I know a lot of people who have worked for Victoria's Secret. And when I tell you, do not try on the underwear. So there's two reasons. One, if you must try them on over your own underwear.
Yeah,
But like I've heard so many terrible stories about people trying on underwear at Victoria's Secret that I only buy my underwear online so that they've never been tried on.
yeah, just the
Guaranteed.
just the warehouse workers
Just
trying them on before they pack them.
I hope not. But I've also heard stories of like women just being completely naked in the fitting room. So like they're definitely they're getting naked.
And
Hmm.
then and you're invisible, sure, but like you're also like a full-grown sized dude, and like if they like poke you, they can feel you. Like,
Yeah.
and God, you're there. Dressing rooms aren't that big.
No.
How you gonna hide in there? That's terrible.
Yeah,
Fucking
no, it's all so creepy and pervy and weird. Like
dude,
it
fuck
just re
Carter.
it just reminds me of like I can't even think of a specific example, but like the joke of like the young boys like peeking into the girls' locker room and stuff like
Right.
that, and it being like a boys will be boys kind of thing. Like that's very much how Carter is communicating with Sebastian and the way that they're having this interaction.
Lynn, on the other hand, is like, if you leave, I'm gonna go and fucking tell the Pentagon. So don't leave
Hmm.
again. And then on the side, Sarah's like, why is that a viable threat? Dude, don't they
Yeah.
already know?
Hmm.
What the fuck? So now Sarah knows.
Oh, Sarah's so pissed.
Yeah. But I don't blame Sarah for not saying anything because it's ultimately Matt and Linda. Um,
Yeah, I'd be scared.
yeah. So Linda's having fucking sex nightmares. It's awful. The team is struggling to come up with a formula to bring him back. I think they get a little close, but they were just like watching that screen fill. Like that's just how you know science is progressing. It's like, it's got to fill the whole screen. If it doesn't, it's like the opposite of Tetris. Like, see, that shit would stress me out. Like, basically
Yeah.
from playing Tetris, I'm like having the screen fill. You
Yeah.
get higher and higher and higher. Oh God. And then, fucking Sebastian's maybe a little mad at first, but then he's like, maybe this is a gift. This is an opportunity to force himself again
Mm.
on Linda. And you're like, this is
It's a
like
lot.
I know that there's probably no HR department. I know, and we're long past that. Again, I just think just the calmness that everyone has towards
Yeah.
him is a lot for me. And I would
Yeah.
be and again, I don't know.
Even as like for Matt, he feels like he could be more of a character if he was the polar opposite of Sebastian, because I think he's supposed to play this like opposite type of man. But
Right.
if he was sitting there saying like, do we really trust a man like this shitty fucking guy? Yes, he's smart, but he's a piece of shit. Do we really trust him to harness this power? Like, there's a reason why scientists should not do experiments on themselves, like do their own research on themselves. Like, when has that ever gone right? In a
Right.
movie, maybe, I mean, I guess they do it in real life too, but I wish Matt was a little bit more vocal in how shitty Sebastian is, and then maybe the rest of the group is just dumb, or even, it with Linda, she's blinded by her attraction or past relationships that she's had with him. I think that's definitely a realistic thing. So for her, I see why her character would make those poor decisions, but I don't see it as much for Matt. He should have pushed back a lot more.
So Sebastian sneaks out again. This time he rigs like the security camera feed to like keep like the heat
Yeah,
shape of him there.
now he's like the IT guy as well.
Yeah. So there's some way to plug this in and do it. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
just because you're a fucking world-class scientist doesn't mean you know how to fucking fix a camera in a very specific way.
He does like concoct an explosive at the end of this too. So I guess he just understands wires and making
Well, that's
electronics
just
work. I don't know.
the medicine spinner with the I think it's he put like nitro in there. Like if it spins, it will eventually combust.
That's still putting together a bomb.
Yeah, but like it's like simple science. Like a scientist would know that.
Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, Natalie. Yeah,
No,
show me all
I'm
this
saying
simple science.
a
Yeah,
scientist would know what chemicals and what machines would be able to combust in that way.
maybe.
Absolutely.
So,
Safety training. They have to do that too.
um, so he sneaks out again. This time he goes to Linda's place and then finds out that Matt is the person that she's been seeing.
Oh, oof.
And fucking flips out. He breaks a
He's
window, takes
pissed.
off, and they know it's him.
Oh,
Like they
they know.
call and like Frank's keeping watch, but fucking dumbass Frank, he's
Oh
like,
my God,
I
Frank.
don't know, fucking things are looking cool on the
I
screen.
see him.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Um, Sebastian all fucking angry and shit now because he's got this like ownership over her.
Mhm.
Takes it out on a fucking dog.
Oh my gosh. That, I mean, was that dog yappy? Yes, absolutely. But I mean, you're a fucking scientist. Give him a sedative. Put him to
You were
sleep. Not like sleep like dead, but like just a nap.
You were all yappy and crying and shit fucking 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
What, find some, commiserating with this dog.
Yeah.
Get the dog out, make the dog invisible, go on adventures.
He
All right.
murders the shit out of that dog too, very
Yeah, he does.
violently.
Yeah,
Again,
he
you're a
does.
scientist. You could have like peacefully put him down.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, my dogs were watching this with me on the couch, and they like both like look up and they were like not happy with
Because
whatever
all the
was going on.
barking.
Yeah, it was just like and then like the crying and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone's back at the lab. They realize that like he's killed a dog
Yeah.
and
Now they know
maybe
things
he's
are
smashing
fucked up.
windows. But like again, like everyone's being too calm about all of this.
Hmm.
Like after he brutally like smashed a fucking dog to death, like okay, this is like we need to keep him locked up
We need to
somewhere.
lock him up. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
They do have the tranquilizer guns, like they were going to tranquilize him.
But they don't.
Don't
So
they try?
I don't not yet, I don't think. But let's see, where are we at? Because you think he bails again. So Lynn and Matt go to the top Pentagon brass guy, his home, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just like, all right, let's spill the beans finally. They're like, here's what happened. He's gone a little crazy. We don't exactly know where he is, and he's invisible. Um, but Kevin Bacon's watching because he snuck out. He followed them there.
And he's invisible.
Yeah. And then as soon as they leave, he immediately kills the Pentagon guy, who was like
Yeah.
also his like mentor, I guess, or something.
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
He, yeah, so that's his first murder.
Yeah. And like again, you're invisible. So like why would you make the just the loudest, most just alarming way to kill somebody? Like
Yeah.
grab a little knife and just right out of his into his throat and back. Like kill
Yeah.
him real quick.
Actually, that's
Why
smart.
Yeah, why are we drowning him in a pool where he's flailing around and the wife comes out and she's like Howard, what's going on? You know,
I mean, clearly it's to show off the special effects.
it's a yes, but still, I'm like, okay. So he runs out, and again, this is where I'm just worried. So I'm like, oh, he runs out. I'm like, you're soaking wet and
Yeah.
naked and running. I don't know. Too that sounds too cold for me.
At night, ugh,
Oh, no, thank you.
ugh. We've all
So
gotten out of the water at night and outside, and it is one of the most unpleasant experiences.
yeah, the next day, so Sebastian's like back at the lab, and everyone's like, oh, okay, he's just here. We're all just letting him just be
Hmm.
around. And then they find out that this Howard guy drowned last night.
Hmm.
This is a little weird for me because like they use like a cell phone or something, I think, I don't know, to call out. So they were able to get the phone call and realize maybe they just couldn't call out was the issue. I forget because
No,
they,
she called out. She
yeah,
made
she,
an outgoing call to get in touch with him because she hadn't heard anything back from the Pentagon. And then someone answered and was like, "Oh, you didn't hear? He's dead."
right. And then they try to make another call and then all the phones have been turned off.
Hmm.
They also try to go to the elevator because there's only one way in and out, and it's the elevator.
Hmm.
And yeah, you need a code to do that, but all of their access codes have been. It's like when they like, accidentally like, deactivate your hotel key card. You can only get to certain levels sometimes in a hotel.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, so they're fucking stuck down there. And
Yeah.
they're like, okay, this is pretty bad. I forget if this is when like fucking Sarah just rightfully just slaps Lynn across the fucking face and is just like, you could have fucking said something and stopped this. Now here we are. What the fuck?
It's not after he kills Janice.
I think it might be right after he kills Janice because they get armed with the tranquilizer guns and they start going to the hallway. Janice
Can
is like,
we wait. We need
yeah,
to pause here because they grab these tranquilizer guns, they grab the infrared glasses or the heat what do you call those? The
predator
predator
goggles.
vision.
Yeah,
Yeah, they grab the predator vision, but they don't immediately put it on. They're like holding it in their hand. The first thing I would do is put those on and fucking scan the room that I'm in and then lock whatever door is behind me. Look
yeah.
in every cabinet, every locker, just make sure that we're safe because even though he hasn't murdered anyone that we for sure know about, we're pretty sure he killed that top dog Pentagon guy, and we definitely know that he violently killed an animal.
Top dog.
So that top dog. So I I'm so frustrated by how little they put on these glasses. I'm assuming it's very hard to walk around with them.
First thing you do is you put on those goggles and lock down this lab. You're like,
Yep.
hey, if this is a space, an open space where there's no corners, anyone can get me from
Hmm.
behind, like, let's get everyone get the goggles on. We literally have a computer upstairs that
Hmm.
tracks him in the little red
Yep.
triangle. I don't know how it works, but
Yeah.
it tracks his whole movements through the space.
Hmm.
What are we doing here? What we got safety in numbers, and
Idiots.
they all walk off, and then poor fucking Janice. That's
Oh,
rough. Yeah, and she gets shoved in a yeah. I think it's right after she falls out of that locker that he puts her in. When Sarah's like, "God
yeah.
damn it, you!" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I should have said something when he grabbed my boob. Yes, but fuck, you all come on.
Yeah, she deserved the slap.
No,
Linda
absolutely.
definitely deserved that slap.
Matt and Carter, so they split up again. Matt and Carter go to try and find Sebastian,
Hmm.
while the others try to locate some other exit other than the elevator. Um, and then again, like I don't know, like is everyone wearing little trackers on them? I don't know how that little triangle thing works.
It's a heat signature.
I suppose so, but
No, it's not because when he turns on the heat and all the vents are popping off, they still can only see the triangles. So maybe it's like heat and a certain amount of movement. I'm assuming they have that for the animals.
I think it's just one of those like early 2000s, like,
It works.
we don't need to explain why this is a thing at all.
Yeah.
Not that it's helpful to them at all. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sebastian attacks them and kills Carter pretty quickly, or he doesn't kill him immediately, but he just ends up bleeding out. But
Yeah, he bleeds
it
out.
was like, ooh, when he like falls and like breaks his neck and like cracks it open, he's all the bleeding out or whatever's gashed in his neck. And
Yeah.
also, I'm like, fuck Carter. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
later, later, asshole.
He should have gone first instead of Janice.
Yeah. Was he? And he was like having some super strength shit, fucking Sebastian, because he's like on the pipe and like deadlifts him up and is
Yeah.
like by the throat.
Number one, how did you get on that pipe?
Not
And
Matt,
then,
sorry, Carter, whatever.
yeah, how did you get on that pipe? And two, really, you're lifting him up by his neck.
Yeah.
He's a fucking skinny ass scientist. He's not out here lifting. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, geez. So Carter's bleeding out. Fucking, I think Matt is able to escape barely, I think with some help from
Mhm.
Linda. And then you've got Frank and Sarah. I don't know, because like they told him, like, hey, let's stay at the lab, meet at the lab. But then, like, also, like, doesn't Linda send them off to go and try and help Carter because he's like technically still alive? Or did they decide that on their own?
No, Linda. Linda's trying to help Matt, and so Sarah tends to Carter with what's the other
Frank.
one's name? Frank, with Frank. And she says he needs blood. Like we have to go run and get the blood. So she runs off back to the lab to go get blood.
Yeah, thankfully, I'd be like, I don't know, it's all gorilla blood, but probably the same. I don't know. And I'm like, she wasn't even checking for like, I don't know, like what blood type is Carter, Or
I'm
unless
assuming she knows.
unless like she had like all like, is it like O negative is the universal donor? She's like, yeah, we just have a bunch of O
I think
negative
it's
blood in
no,
case.
it would be positive.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one I've got. I think it's a common one. I forget.
No, not blood type O isn't common.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why, like, if everybody had that, that'd be great.
Oh, okay. So Sarah goes to get the blood. And albeit short, this is probably the best death of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now I appreciate her tenacity and thinking on her feet by
Love the
just
blood throwing.
yeah, just saying like, yeah, fuck Carter. Let's cut all the blood bags open, throw them so we can at least get some
Hmm.
footprints to see if he shows up. Now, her fucking fatal mistake is that you pour all this blood all over the place. You got to go stand in the middle so you can
Yeah.
see footprints coming from any direction. She stands on the edge and literally walks up right behind her. He's like, "Oh, yeah, here you go."
Duh.
Duh, idiot, right? Um, and then gets her in the heart with the trank, which is bad enough. I thought that
Mm.
alone would fucking kill her, like right in the heart. But then fucking man, just picks her, just fucking snaps her neck. At least he puts her down like first, unconscious before he does that, I guess.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like it feels a little bit merciful that she's unconscious before she's gets her neck snapped. My apologies. O positive is the most common blood type.
Yeah,
I had to make sure that I didn't do you dirty on that one. So
thank you.
sorry.
I think O negative is the rare one though.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Oh,
that's the
I have the rarest blood type,
what's that? What's that one?
B negative.
Mm, you are always being negative.
I know.
It's true.
There you go.
Um, so Matt, Linda, and Frank are the only three left. I'm surprised
Hmm.
Frank's made it as long as
I
he has.
know. It feels kind of silly.
All right. So they get back to the lab. They find Sarah's body in the freezer. And then, speaking of which, Frank immediately just gets impaled with a spear or something.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
weak ass kill.
yeah. And so Sebastian also gives Matt a good cut in the stomach and then
Hmm.
pushes them all
Real
into
good.
yeah, pushes them in the freezer and locks it. And then just sets that up to fucking full Arctic blast.
Love it.
Yeah. No, geez. Sebastian goes upstairs. He's like, all right, well, I don't even know what his plan is exactly because it's not like he's like taking like the serum with him.
That's
It's
what
not
I
like
was
he's
thinking. He just wants to blow it up and destroy all the evidence. But
yeah, and
yeah,
just
he
take
doesn't
off.
try to take any of the serum. Like you'd think you would at least want to have that to work off of. I'm assuming all of these files are backed up at home. So he doesn't have to worry?
And just how is just being invisible forever gonna just how does what is living life gonna be like? How do you operate? And especially when you don't exist anymore, essentially. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that through, but I guess
I
maybe he
think he
did
would
think it through.
continue the work and try to come up with a solution to
Yeah.
getting back to being visible.
Because when you're killing and raping people, I think there's really no coming back from that.
No.
Yeah. Hmm. So he draws him some like eyebrows or something on his little fake ass face, puts a little hair on it. He's like, "Oh, this will do it."
Yeah.
Good as new. Just look fucking like leather face looking motherfucker. Um,
Absolutely.
and again, he like, yeah, like I mean, I guess I was confused, but you call it simple science. He concocts an explosive device on a timer too. Like I'm like,
Hmm. Because he
how do
has
you
to
do
get
that?
out.
Yeah. Where are we at? Gosh. So he's trying to destroy all the evidence. Matt's passed out now, in the freezer. Lynn's on her own, but
Mhm.
is able to MacGyver her way out of there. I don't understand exactly how she did that.
She is really fit.
Yeah, because she's able to yeah, like electric shock and then muscle the doors open with like a almost like a pulley system. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, she does all kinds of crazy shit from this point on.
And then jumps out of the freezer, drags Matt's body out,
Hmm.
sets a trash can fire to just put next to him, be like, all right, that'll warm you up.
Hmm.
And then goes and makeshifts a flamethrower. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, from the
where is
but
all this coming from?
wait. Is it not this might be a stupid question.
Sure.
Is it not already like something that creates flames?
No, she like grabbed like a couple different things and
Like
I
built a
don't,
flamethrower?
yeah. Like I don't think that thing is just meant to just spray flames all over the place because there was a shit ton of them. They were just like like
Oh, yes, because
carbon dioxide
it
like
shows that it's
tanks or something.
flammable. I don't remember
Yeah.
how she makes it flame.
Yeah, she's got some other thing that she attaches to it. I don't
Hmm.
know. It's simple science, Natalie.
Interesting.
Get over yourself.
Dick.
So, yeah, fucking she cuts off Sebastian at the elevator and just lights his ass on fire.
Oh, yeah, she does. That's
Ooh,
is brutal because she gets them over and over again.
yeah. Oh boy. He still manages to keep fighting back though. Fuck, I'm just thinking, once you're that, like fucking like once
Wouldn't
you're
he be dead?
I would think so. So, but I don't know, fuck, you can't keep him down. She turns the sprinkler system on, which is pretty smart, so she can kind of
Hmm.
see him a little better. Um, and they fight. Like Sebastian gets the upper hand for a little bit. Matt comes up. Matt woke up again, comes up from
Hmm.
behind with like a crowbar, hits him. Sebastian like also like gets the crowbar and then like accidentally electrocutes himself. I don't know. I'm like, first of all, I'm like, he's invisible, yes, but like he's still just a normal dude. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't know how he's surviving all of this.
I guess because the science of it all is very loosey-goosey in movie
Right?
world, they can get away with more damage to him. But he also like kind of is visible when he gets electrocuted and then keeps some of that. And then when he gets burned, you also see, I don't know if that was his burnt clothes that was showing or like
I
falling
think
off of
so.
him. Yeah, that like all of that was very confusing too.
I was hoping that when he got electrocuted, you'd have, it's like when you see like the skeleton and gets electrocuted. That's what I was hoping. You'd be able to see his full skeleton. That'd be
Oh,
fun.
that would be really funny.
Really corny,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No, I'd
but
be into
great.
that.
Um, so now you've got this like really dumb escape scene.
It's so long.
It's so long and so unnecessary. For a movie that's already almost fucking 2 hours. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Honestly,
Yeah.
should have just ended it right there. And then that would have been honestly no different. Because you have the scene where they start climbing up the elevator shaft. Like, they go through the ceiling of the elevator
Hmm.
car itself. And um And then you still have the explosive that's doing the countdown, and you're just like, okay. So this is just like just mid-level action movie nonsense now.
Yeah, it feels like you're watching a different movie all of a sudden.
I'm also confused how Sebastian gets back in the elevator because like so they're climbing it up and the explosives are causing the elevator to shoot all the way up and then fall all the way down.
Uh-huh.
Like you're you know shooting a ball like in pinball or something, but it just keeps
Yeah.
going up and down.
Hmm.
And once it like kind of stabilizes and they're near it, Sebastian jumps out. So like was Sebastian either riding on top of this or inside as it was going all the way up and all the way down super fast? That would kill him too. Like
Maybe he was on the ladder, just lower down.
I guess oh there's no way to tell. Um Jeez. So like he pulls Elizabeth's shoe back down. They start, fighting. And of course, because he's a pervert, he's like, one last little kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only let one badly burned ghoul man smack his lips and wave his tongue at us. That's
And
Freddy
we
Krueger.
all know who that is.
Yeah. Um, so oh gosh, but yeah, she obliges and then like I guess is able to pull some last cable that and she's able to hold on to one and it drops the elevator with him on it and he drops to his fiery death and
Looks pretty final.
then like that's like it. Like or like of course, and because it's like in action movie mode now, like Josh Brolin's just like, oh my God. And then she has the fucking audacity, right? To like try and crack a joke, being like,
Ugh, girl.
not anymore.
Yeah.
And you're like, you are going to jail.
Yeah. You absolutely
Absolutely.
should.
Unless they're like working out a pact right there on that ladder, being like, okay, like it's a long climb up. We need an alibi
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
to explain all of this. Um, oh God. And then and just again, I just didn't want Linda to live. At least Deep Blue Sea knew better.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone deserved to live, it'd be anyone but Matt and Linda
Yeah, I
of
think
the
it'd be
group.
Sarah
Would have
and
been
Janice.
fun. Yeah, it would have been fun if Matt and Linda actually do get killed. And then two of the other, it could have been any of them, honestly. Just one of them
I'm
that
fine
didn't
with
know.
Carter dying. That's fine. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be great if it like Janice and Frank.
Yeah. Just they're like kind of those background characters and then they end up being the stars.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of the
That is
movie.
it. Yeah.
Hollow Man. Hollow
Hollow
Man. Yeah, a hollow plot, a hollow script. So I'm sure someone writing for fucking Siskel and Ebert or some shit probably said that in their
Man. I
review, I
could,
would
yeah,
think.
I could absolutely see that. Hollow Man, more like a hollow plot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what a reviewer would say.
I was trying to figure out like what the science of ingestion looks like because he's like vomiting, but when his vomit is invisible.
Yes.
S-
Okay, so I was thinking about that too. I wish they would have shown something going into him, like him like drinking a glass of orange juice or something, so you could see that part. Here's my guess of why his vomit was invisible. It's because it's been in his body for like long enough that maybe the serum, whatever it is, has then changed the chemistry. So we'll say like the bile that always lives
Right.
in your stomach is invisible. So maybe it then turns whatever you're digesting invisible. But yeah, did he just not eat that whole time?
He
Like
must have.
why is his mushed up dinner not just like floating around?
Yeah, and like watching all that process and then it's got to go somewhere at the end. And
Yeah.
it just I would just imagine that like if science it turns into poop and he hasn't gone to the bathroom yet, is it just Just all you see is just whatever hasn't been expelled from him just floating around because it's still in him.
Wait, does is his poop invisible if his vomit is invisible? Because that would be a really mean thing to do. He could just poop in the middle of the floor and no one would know it was there.
I know, right? If yeah,
Pee all over everything.
that's really awful. But you'd step in it and you'd smell it
That's what I'm
and you'd
saying.
feel it,
That'd
but
be
like you
fucked
couldn't
up.
couldn't see it. Your shoes would still be clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea that if they did bring him back or like into visibility, everything, all of like his vomit, everything that whatever he's expelled, all becomes visible again, and then you just see what a mess he's made.
He's just been going everywhere.
But yeah, that's it. That's Hollow Man, Natalie.
Yes, it is.
Natalie, what are the taglines for this movie?
Oh my gosh, you're not even ready. There's 8 taglines,
All right,
and some of them
let's
are long.
geez, okay. All right, let's
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna read them in order.
Love it.
What would you do if you were invisible? How far would you go?
Yeah, robbing banks.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
I already
yeah,
I already asked the question of that tagline, so we're good.
yeah.
Think you're alone? Think again.
All
I
right,
like
it's
that
not
one.
bad. Yeah.
There's more to fear than you can see.
Okay, I get it.
Grammatically, it's kind of weird, but
I'd workshop it a little bit, but yeah,
mhm. Trust your eyes. I'm sorry. You trust your eyes. You rely on your senses. You think you're alone. Think again.
that's too much.
It's long. Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie called See No Evil? I think
Yes.
I think that would be a tagline because
Mm,
you can't see him and he's evil.
okay. Open your eyes,
Dumb.
which doesn't work because your eyes can be open and you won't see the fucking invisible person standing in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think invisible, be invisible.
No.
That doesn't make sense at all.
It's like are you fucking Peter Pan or something? No.
Yeah. That was dumb.
Thanks.
All right. What would you do if you knew you couldn't be seen?
Just like
It's
it's kind of the repeat of the first one.
kind of making me worry about the people who like wrote this movie. Like, are they just really wanted to do some real fucked up shit, but they're visible, so they're like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, it's like you know how that feeling that everyone gets where like if you're invisible, you would just be a pervert and
They're like,
possibly
know,
a serial rapist.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's make a
They're
movie
like,
out of that.
everyone feels that way, right?
Oof.
And the last one, if you can't see him, if you can't find him, you can't stop him.
Mm, I get it, but I'd workshop it a little bit.
Yeah, that's a lot of taglines.
Like just like you can't stop him if you can't see him. Like that's not even good, but
Yeah, but it works.
it's a more condensed version of that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
$95 million, some of it went towards those 8 taglines.
Yeah. So this is, I know, at least our second Oscar nominated movie, but I'm trying to think, I'm not going to look into it, but what is like what is the movie with the lowest like Rotten Tomatoes score that also was nominated for an Oscar? Because this has got like a 20% or something.
Oh.
I wonder like what is like the most just dog shit rated movie that somehow got an Academy Award? Like granted, for visual effects, I get it, but still.
I bet the internet knows.
Hmm. Oh, Norbit.
Norbit?
Yeah, Norbit's got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, but also was nominated for an Oscar for Best Makeup.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Eddie Murphy movies, their makeup.
Yeah, I feel like that time, you had either Eddie Murphy doing like the multiple characters thing and wearing like the fat suits, whether it's like
Uh-huh.
Morbid or your, Meet the Clumps situation,
Yep.
um, which is terrible, except for the Janet Jackson song that was in the soundtrack. And and then also in between those movies, you had your Big Mama's House trilogy or
Mm-hmm.
quadrilogy. I forget how many of those they made, but
There's so many.
Martin Lawrence is like, I could do that. Give me that
Yeah.
suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was before Tyler
Mid
Perry was doing it,
yeah,
right?
that was before Medea.
Damn. So Big Mama walked so Medea could run.
Yeah. A lot of black comedians, black male comedians in full drag.
And gosh, and then of course the Wayans brothers were doing it quite a bit too.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So, geez, think about like that's what it reminds me of. White chicks when he's wearing the fake latex mask
Oh,
on
yes.
and he just looks like a Kevin Bacon like white chick.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, you know what else
Also terrifying.
what you didn't mention is when he scares the children in the car.
That's like nightmare fuel. If I were a child, I'd remember that every day until I died.
Oh, absolutely. Like that is so that's pretty cruel too.
Yeah, but that's
Fucking with
fun.
kids.
Scaring
Yeah.
children's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, like you said, you'd be thinking about it every day.
Yeah, so scaring
Absolutely.
children's okay. Lying to the government's okay. And for the rest of it, no.
No.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Boo scores.
Mm.
I'll let you go first.
I think you're letting me go first because you know I'm going to be kinder to this movie. That's,
Ooh, yeah, probably.
I think that's my guess. All right. I will say I do have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I'm not sure why, but I've seen it a lot. Like, I think
Yeah.
I've seen this movie a lot. It is too long. It is very serious, which is kind of a bummer. I think they could have had a little bit more fun with it. But I love the idea, this concept of if you can't see your reflection, that you would be a more terrible person. Because I read a couple different articles on the psychological effects of not being able to see yourself in the mirror. And most of the effects were actually positive,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting. I would not have expected that. It was like less self-criticism and everything that's tied to appearance, not necessarily behavior. So that part kind of was a little bit disappointing. But I love the cast. I like the special effects in this movie. I like how evil Sebastian is overall. I think they did a good job making him evil. I just generally have fun watching this movie and the way things progress up until the very end.
Yeah.
So I was kind of on the fence with my boo score. I was leaning between a 2 and a 2.5. I'm gonna give it a solid 2.
Okay. And honestly, that's closer to my ranking than I thought. I thought that there might be some difference here.
I
Um,
went higher initially, and then as we were talking through it, I lowered it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, Kevin Bacon, obviously, absolute monster in this movie.
Hmm.
Everyone else, though, or at least Matt and Linda aren't great either.
Mm-mm.
Carter's awful.
Hmm.
And, the other three are trying. But,
Hmm.
hmm, yeah, I think it's just, the dog death and, just the very one-sided, just kind of sexual aggression,
Hmm.
right? Um, Geez. I I want to like this movie, and there's some parts where like the first act works for me, other than the kind of the
Hmm.
perviness from him,
Yeah, I agree.
but it again just gets really just unnecessarily upsetting in the second act, and then the third act is just like it just becomes this like dumb generic sci-fi action movie, and
Hmm.
I don't know, expected a little more out of Paul Verhoeven given his previous works.
Yeah.
Um, And I mean, like I said, the effects like look cool, even if they don't look realistic, and that's okay.
Hmm.
It's hard to kind of gauge what it would realistically look like for something that's never
Hmm.
happened before, right? Ooh, yeah. But ultimately, I don't like this movie.
That's
Um,
the thing. I do like this movie.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna give this a 1.5.
All right. That's where I thought you would land. You know, I wonder if you said that he had mentioned he wanted to do something more commercial.
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of the creativity went out the door because if you're trying to appeal to a general audience or a more broad audience, like, he's just sitting there at his desk like, I don't want to get too creative with it because I when I think about like RoboCop and I think about Starship Troopers,
Mhm.
they're both weird movies. Like they're very unique and weird in their own ways, and they have a vibe, and this movie doesn't have that vibe. So maybe he just like thought that he had to do something soulless in order to make it a commercial success, and I guess it kind of worked.
Suppose so. I mean, it made money,
But this movie is looked back on like as kind of problematic. Like
kind of.
people, yeah, well, like I mean, like not everyone's thinking about that. That's why I say kind of, but the
Yeah.
people who are thinking about it are looking back at it and like, oh, this didn't really age well. Not that
Yeah.
those things were okay then either, but I think people were just like, whatever.
Yeah. Gosh. Hmm. I'm all hollowed out. So
Oh
that's all I
my
got. I
gosh.
got nothing left in the tank.
That was dumb.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anything else you got on Hollow Man?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to work in some joke of like hollow back girl or something. But it just never
It
got off
would,
the ground.
yeah, it definitely wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, but here I am saying it. I save it for the end of the episode. Maybe people are
Thank
tuned
you.
out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Like I said, scare children, lie to the government. Three, two, one, ghost.
Thanks for listening to our episode on Hollow Man. If you want us to reappear in your life, you could subscribe to our podcast and leave a 5 boo review on whichever platform you choose to listen. You can find us on Instagram at 321 Ghost Pod and give us a follow. We would love to hear your thoughts on the film, or a recommendation on a movie you'd like to hear us talk about. Follow us on Letterboxd at 321 Ghost Pod to see our boo scores on all of the movies we've covered so far. Next week, we're breaking out the EVP recorders to discuss 2011's Grave Encounters. Thanks again for listening, and remember, you can be invisible and not be a creep. Run a Frighteners type con like a normal person. 3, 2, 1, ghost.